Hi everyone, it's Sister Jenna from America Meditating Radio. I hope you've been enjoying Wiseish, which you can get live on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube from 8:30 a.m. to 8:45. But you can also get it on demand 24/7. It's going to be your power boost for the morning. It's your daily dose for the soul. It's just going to encourage you to make the day that much more valuable. So join us. Looking forward to seeing you. Hi everyone, I'm Sister Jenna. Welcome to our special Zoom meditation segments. Look, it's no joke. Things are kind of weird. It's just weird. Pandemics, protests, job insecurity, global pause. Everyone's numb, but also everyone's searching. And they might be searching on this little gadget of Zoom in a little box. People from all over the world who don't know each other are coming together in Zoom rooms to figure out who they are, why they're here, and how to meditate. Meditation is something that we've often thought that if we make our minds empty, we've meditated. I don't believe that. I think it's important that we learn how to channel our thoughts in a right way that are connected to our vision, our goal, our spiritual attainments, our mental capacity. Then you're really meditating. To Wise-ish, your morning power boost. I'm your host, Sister Jenna. Anyway, Wise-ish has been this segment that we've been offering since the pandemic, about maybe 2 months into the pandemic. And we felt like it was really important to reconnect to our incredible fans and audience. And for those of you who are just totally in love with America Meditating Podcast, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I have to tell you, that started over 7 years ago, where Sister Gita, who's my mother, was recovering from cancer, and she was kind of lying around, and we were like, come on, there's so much that you can do. And we started that podcast not knowing that 7 years later, we would be 1,500 shows done, 7 retreats done, production of about 3 meditation CDs done, and the production of 2 television productions. Wow. Soul Talk and this upcoming one called Zoom Meditation. When something is auspicious, there's some energy in it. And I really, really invite you to think about that when it comes on to the relationship of money. Because everything requires money, right? It seems like, to run a radio show requires money. To promote the radio show requires money. To pay people who are doing editing and marketing and digital work requires money. To pay for the network requires money. Everything requires money. But we never went into the radio show thinking about that. We went into America Meditating thinking about the service it's going to be offering our humanity and the service that it was going to offer Sister Gita. So, of course, as you can see, 2-3 weeks later when we started it, she never really took it over. She left it in my hands. And I'm such a stickler to stay committed to things that I'm not somebody who just starts something and just leaves it there half done. You know, you'll very rarely ever, if I've even known myself, I start something and halfway it's just left there. Because I feel like that's a drainage of energy that pulls away my abundance of spirit. And today we're talking about relationship of money. We've spoken about service, we've talking about relationship with ourselves, with people. But what about money? It's a really volatile time. This pandemic is no joke. It has us all looking at ourselves in ways we haven't before. Now, for those of us who had issues with money before the pandemic, it might be a little bit harder even now. But I'll tell you my personal experience where that's concerned. 1, I've often thought much, much more than what is my reality. That's 1. And I don't do it to stress myself out. I do it to keep me optimized. I don't do it because it's my desire. I do it to keep myself optimized. I don't do it because the other person has that much money and I want what they have. No. I keep myself at a higher level to keep the soul, optimized. Because if I don't, I'll just sit back and feel like I'm drowning, like I'm going down a downward spiral. So one of the laws of the universe I'd like to invite you to really sink into is to always understand that the universe is abundant and big and always wants you to have more. So if you're living your life and you're getting less, you have to think for yourself, where or what am I rooted in? Like, where am I rooted in with my thoughts? Do I think that I'm less than worthy? Do I think that I don't deserve much? Do I think I don't have the strength or the capacity to do it? Then why are you looking at things that make you want it? Let's say you don't think you have the energy to buy a new car, then why are you looking at new cars? If you're looking at a new car, connect the thought that says, one day I'm going to get that, And money is an energy. It's not necessarily money that you want, but you want to be able to have a relationship with the energy behind multiplying money. So what I've learned from my friend Ken Honda, who has this whole thing about happiness money, he says that whenever you're earning money, have the consciousness of arigato. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And when you're even spending money, have the consciousness of arigato. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. This attitude of gratitude, when it comes on to your impression, your interpretation about money, is huge in how it comes or how it leaves you. I remembered once telling a student, money has to leave you. So if you're planning to let it leave you, then donate. Donate it to a cause that's good. He never understood it until one day he was in a very, very bad situation. And with his court case, he had to spend over $250,000, almost $500,000 on his court case. And even though he went to prison, he came back to me and he said, you were right. Money had to leave my hands. And I said, yes, because it has to go, it has to find a way. So like energetically, if it is that way, which you don't feel a return, why don't you do it in a way that you feel the return? So when it comes to having this relationship, it is important that you bring the best of your understanding that the money doesn't define you, but you define money by the way you look at it as a consciousness, the way you earn it, and the way you spend it. Also, you've got to be really, really mindful as to where you're putting your money nowadays, because every dollar has always mattered, but now every cent matters. You got to think about why you really think you want something in particular, because maybe you really don't want it, and you could actually curtail. The pandemic has actually helped us to say, I don't really need most of the things anymore. Most of the people who are living at home, or I heard, are living in their shorts or jogging outfits or t-shirts, and that's it. So you don't need to go shopping to buy anything new anymore because you're locked down, and it looks like if you're in the United States of America, we might be like this for another month or two. Who knows, right? So you got to think in this way in terms of how do I earn my money? I mean, am I working because of the joy of working, or am I going to work just to get a salary? I found people who go to work just to get a salary never have enough to pay their bills. But there are people who are going to work because they love what they do. Somehow they have enough to pay their bills. Arigato. I want to show you a video which will give you a few steps in looking at how really do you have a relationship with money. I thought it was very useful. Enjoy.
When you think about money and your dreams and you're looking at your account, you're like, my bank account does not align with my dreams. Financial health for a typical American household can be stressful. We know that 46% of all Americans would struggle coming up with $400 in the event of an emergency. And 60% of all Americans will face that emergency within 12 months or less. When you ask the question, what does money mean to you? Most people will say things like, I feel anxious. And so the insecurities come, the shame comes. I think we have a fraught relationship with money because it comes with judgment. When you're not able to pay your bills on time, you can personalize that. I don't want anyone to think that I'm not smart. I don't want anyone to know that I am very insecure with money. I don't want anyone to know that I am super stressed out. So now let's change the narrative. You can't do it alone. And that's when your squad has to come in. It's taboo. We typically don't talk about our stresses when it comes to money. We need to come together as a group of friends, no judgment, no shame. Celebrate the fact that we've made a decision that we want to have a better relationship with money. That is worth applauding or snapping your fingers about. Once you've done that, then you get real. Nothing should be off limits. Where does this relationship come from? Why am I spending all this money on things that don't align with my goals? What are your fears? What are your hopes? What are your dreams? But then we start to take action. What can we do this week, or what can we do this month? Money is not the end-all be-all. It's the mechanism to accomplish whatever your goals are. It does not define you. It's just a mechanism to accomplish what matters to you most. Ask yourself one fundamental question. What are you saving for? If you're saving for a car, if you're saving to pay down your debt, if you're saving for that rainy day fund, it will include short-term goals and it will include long-term goals. Visualize what you're really trying to accomplish. A vision board is a visual representation of what you're saving for. So if we break it down, go get a poster board. Get your markers, get your glitter, take magazine pictures, cut it all out. Have that picture of that great trip. Have the picture of you paying down your student debt. The vision board sounds like, oh, how can that really help? The point is your goals need to align with your behaviors. And the vision board is really a representation of where you want to go. And then how you live your life and in the meantime are the steps to really get there. It's not about what you make, it's about what you keep. It's about understanding, do I have the ability with what I'm making to take care of my basic needs? And if not, what adjustments do I need to make? And then we start to break it down and talk about the tools. We start to say, do we have our savings account auto-save, set it and forget it, or every day put $1 a day, whatever that rhythm is for you. The goal is the rhythm, not the amount. You can start slow, you can start small, but you have to start now. And then let me give you a trick. We all have impulses. Many times because the phone is always with us, we start shopping. Go out to any site, shop up, put it in your cart. Just don't hit buy. Wait 24 hours, go back, and ask yourself, do I really need it? What about these items map to my goal? And if it's nothing, hit delete and you got your fix. It's also important to know that your self-worth is not determined by your net worth. This is something that we can do better about. You celebrate your wins, and when you make that misstep, no judgment, no shame, just get back at it.
Welcome back. Didn't you love that? Did you get some nice steps in terms of building your relationship with money? I hope you did. And that was your power boost for the day. And here's your blessing. You are a spiritual server and you have the capacity to remain ever ready, and you finish anything that holds you back. You are a spiritual server and you have the capacity to be ever ready, and you finish anything that will hold you back. Thank you so much for joining us today on Wise-ish, your daily power boost for the morning. And remember, no one can take away your happiness. Nobody, unless you give them permission. And we really are here to love each other the same, so let's do that. Don't forget to tune into America Meditating Podcast on any one of those networks that are out there, and enjoy the over 1,500 incredible conversations that I have with some of the most eloquent people of our time. Take care, be well, and stay wise.